Immigration to Sheffield began in 1855 when migrants from China came to the UK because of the increasing demand for Chinese food. This represents the migrant population of this time period as coming over here for economic reasons. These migrants were able to exploit the market of British people wanting a taste of different culture. To add to this, the rate of growth was less in the UK than elsewhere in the world, creating good opportunities for people migrating into the UK. After this, there was a shift in the pattern of immigration. The First World War saw refugees from Belgium being introduced into Sheffield for their safety and refuge. Likewise, the Second World War saw people fleeing from war-torn countries to the UK for the chance of a safe, albeit better life. Approximately 665 refugees come to Sheffield to escape Nazism and the Nazi regime. The last census in the UK was recorded in 2011. It showed that 11% of the population of Sheffield were immigrants. This figure is below average, as the average for cities in England is 12.1%. More specifically, with regards to our project, recent events in Syria have meant that more people need to seek refuge in our country because they are constantly threatened by warfare and persecution. As of December in 2015, 50 refugees from the Syrian crisis have settled in Sheffield. Considering the magnitude of the crisis, this doesn't seem to be a very impressive figure. In comparison to another city in Yorkshire, Leeds have been able to shelter 225 refugees. This all contributes to the effect of Yorkshire in total housing 1,500 refugees. These are the questions we asked in our survey.
I think not. I think from like a moral standpoint, it seems like the EU and more developed countries aren't doing as much as they should be, and they should be more obliged to help more.
Because I think we can take more refugees. I think it feels almost as if it's just a token gesture.
How do you think they could help the situation? What could they do more?
I think we need to show that we're accepting rather than the negative media. Showing the borders being closed, showing what other countries are doing versus other countries in the EU as well. There's a lot of what is Germany doing versus what is Switzerland doing.
These are some of the headlines that we found, and what do you think of these headlines about the refugees?
No.
No, definitely not.
They're just ridiculous, aren't they? They don't treat refugees as humans. They treat them as like an inconvenience to us.
Exactly.
And it's disgusting.
And do you know how many refugees are actually in Sheffield at the moment? There's only 50.
It seems like a tiny proportion, doesn't it?
It's not
really,
even
the
half
whole
of it.
problem.
Yeah.
50.
In
That's
the whole.
disgusting.
I think we're capable as well. That's the other thing. We should just be doing it, but we also are capable of doing it.
We can definitely do more than that. It's appalling. Yeah, we've got loads of room. We actually do have room.
Sheffield has around 10 organizations and charities that have a specific aim to help the refugees and welcome them into the city. Specifically, the charity named the City of Sanctuary that we had experienced with during the project. In fact, this charity was established in Sheffield and now there are more than 30 set up in the country. Their aim is to build a culture of welcome and hospitality for refugees and asylum seekers. We saw firsthand the impact they have had on 2 asylum seekers who escaped their countries to find safety. Another charity we walked into was Assist. Their aim is help distribute asylum seekers in Sheffield by providing accommodations, food, and support to those in need or distress. Some of the ways in which this charity help are by providing night shelter, arranging temporary accommodation, providing free bus passes, and working to raise awareness of the situations asylum seekers face. However, both of these organizations are charities, and therefore the more help they can gain from the public, the better the service they can offer. That is why out of their main objectives is to raise awareness. With awareness comes support. In terms of what the public can do in Sheffield to help the crisis are, firstly, giving time, which means being able to volunteer at various places and events. Secondly, donating things such as clothes, bedding, food, and furniture, and anything that will help a refugee. Lastly, giving money. Even the smallest donation will help and charities will appreciate any amount. We were able to get a first-hand account from an asylum seeker's point of view of whether the residents of Sheffield are doing enough to help.
I have a lot of friends in Sheffield. They're just normal people, probably retired people or sympathizers, people whom I will know through like voluntary work or church. And they are very, very helpful to you. They will tell you if you have any problem, let me know. I'll do my best to help you.
I think some people struggle to realise that like refugees are human, and we could have easily been, but if our circumstance was that we were born in Syria or Iraq or wherever, that would be us, and we would expect like people
to help us.
Help us.